Topolsky! Morning, Lobster Crew. Facebook. I see you, Facebook. Go to the YouTube link. It's this old routine again. Back to you people on YouTube. All you decent, honest, God-fearing folk. Ah, see, now they come pouring in. Right. Again, the YouTube stream just looking like a strange piece of vaudeville theatre as a man dances to no music. Alright Facebook, I'm killing your stream. Head on over to the YouTube link in the description to watch the whole show. I'll be dropping the finest frickin' shoe throwers known to man and talking absolute bloody waffle for an hour. It'll be absolutely fine. Head on over there, boys and girls, and I'll see you on the other side. Right, YouTube lobsters, you have my full attention now. Hey, Topolsky! Topolsky! Hey! Aside from being a renegade cop, you also make some damn decent shoe-throwing drum and bass right there. Hey, thanks, Chief. I haven't been having a great time recently. Yeah, you're damn right you haven't, Topolsky. You've been losing your goddamn mind. Yeah, since Mendoza kidnapped my family, you know, I guess I've kind of been distracted. Yeah, well, you better get your mind back on the job. I don't give a two shits about your family, Topolsky. I just want you to take down Mendoza, okay? That's what I'm trying to do, Chief. Yeah, well, you better or it's your badge. Anyway, guys, hey, how's it going? What's going down? It's 5 minutes past 10. Threshold.fm. It's coffee. It's memes. It's Wesley Snips. It's Will. Hi, that's me. Ladies and gentlemen, you're locked in. You're live. You're listening. It's coffee and memes. Steady job, a couple extra lobsters. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Sluggy. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it. Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail. The Lobster HR
has many of the top memes. Many of the top memes. Many of the top memes.
The Lobster HR
has many of the top memes.
and that is so true that it's almost unbelievable.
Lord of mercy, there's a lot of people in the chat who are waking and baking. Like almost the entire Lobster crew in the chat are just just in a massive haze of ganja. You're a disgrace. I love you. No, you're all decent, honest, God-fearing folk out for a better quality of morning bifter. Out for a better quality of bong mix. I don't know what you're using for your bong mix. Maybe just like 10-pack of Sovereign or something and a bit of Squidgy Black. I don't know. I've been out of the loop when it comes to bong mix for about 15 years. But, you know, God bless you all. I hope it gets you where you need to go. Right, look. Sure. Decent sack of shoe throwers today. Some good bits. Proxima, Quartz, Picoda, Camm, Juno, Black Owls, spelt with a 4, Tobax, Submarine, Spore, Grey Code, Dub Elements. Yeah, that should be enough, I would imagine.
Lobsters.
Basically,
I just walk in, play like the sickest sets. People just go nuts.
There's a lot of nonsense in the browser today. Some Richard Hartley Parkinson waxing lyrical about some stones. Amazon is selling a bog robot that presumably can peg you. It's a different one from the last Amazon pegging robot. Saudi camel urine scam. Man questioned over dead raccoon in McDonald's. Soldier of Christ pot washer wins 21 mil. More news on our renegade construction worker that smashed up the travel lodge. He's not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve. Old Russian woman, very hungry gerbil. Elon Musk. We will get into that Hadron Collider action. KFC gravy. There's all manner of gubbins. I mean, look. Let's also post this on Twitter. Come on, here we go. Live on the internet. That's with an I. Right now with loads of O's. That's how you do it, isn't it? There you go. See that? Post it on Twitter. That'll get one additional person watching. Pope launches app. Look, there's loads of action.
Lobster. Lobsters.
Right, look, let's get into some good bits. Dirty Droid. Dirty Droid. Amazon sells 400 quid toilet cleaning robot that scrubs your bog bowl and rim. Wow. Imagine getting rimmed by an Amazon robot. Getting your rim cleaned, your rim polished, and he's got a little face. Let's get a picture of this little cunt up. Where is he? Jesus, come on. What's going on? Hey, I want to see his dumb little face. He looks like an alright geezer, to be fair. Looks nice enough. Like, I mean, yeah, he looks like he's often the drunkest one at the party, but he somehow manages to not disgrace himself too badly, or at least he does it in a somewhat cute and endearing fashion. Like, perhaps, like, oh, he's spilt wine on the carpet again, but he's got some special raggy technique of cleaning it up that actually works. It's like, why are you pouring 3 kilos of salt onto it? And he's like, trust me, I'm a cleaning robot. I'm like, all right, mate, all right. And then, what do you know? A day later, when you hoover up the salt, it's all gone. Ah, this is incredible stuff. This is the life-changing magic of tidying up. Maybe it does spark joy. Anyway, Amazon are flogging a bog-cleaning robot that'll scrub the grime off your rim. The Sun reports. A bizarre droid can work its brush into those hard-to-reach areas of your bowl and even give your loose rim a deep clean. They're really going in on the word rim there. Just really getting that up. It's called the Giddle Toilet Cleaning Robot, and it costs about 385 notes. That includes the free elongated toilet seat that lets you attach the toilet cleaning bot. The robot is designed to scrub your loo when not in use. Do you keep it in there the whole time? Do you shart on it? Do you piss in its poor little face when it's... No, presumably not. I don't know. There's something about pissing in a robot's face that I just think is probably bad form, isn't it? I think, with the robot uprising being what it is, and a robot never forgets. The robot is designed to scrub your loo when not in use, so you don't accidentally sit down for a number 2 while the poor droid is doing his hard work. Exactly. I mean, that's adding insult to injury, isn't it? If you piss on him while he's cleaning. God, yeah. I mean, people pay for that sort of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I would presume they're in the minority. Giddle says the bot features a non-spin brush for splash-free operation. Smart. And it says it's designed with antimicrobial plastic body. I can give you antimicrobial in a minute, pal. The robot can clean lots of different areas, including the rim, the inner rim, the rim, under the rim, around the rim, rim. Have we said rim enough? And down to the exit. It cleans using a circular and wavy motion. Is this an advert for it? Like, what's the deal here? Dirty Droid. Amazon selling 400 quid robot. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's got before and after pictures of clearly a very dirty, overused rim, and then a very clean rim afterwards. I mean, that's all there is. There's some real rimmage going on there. You got to unscrew your seat. Have you ever sat on a toilet seat and it not just sort of off to one angle, one side when you sit down on it? Ever? Like ever? Ever sat on a toilet seat and it's just remained straight the whole time and not slightly just gone off to one side? I feel like I'm going to fall down. It feels like a train spotting moment, quite honestly. Every time. Maybe it's just because I'm a fat bastard. I'm not. My BMI is actually within range. Anyway, zuck off. Is Facebook listening to you? Woman claims she has proof her phone is spying on her conversations. She's been talking about rims all day, and it's recommended that she buy this Amazon robot. Adeline Bracey, 23, spotted adverts for saunas appearing on her Facebook page after chatting to close friends about hot tubs. Yeah, I think everyone's had this happen to them at some point. Like, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine about dingers, and then before you know it, Facebook is advertising me, you know, do you want to buy 500 dingers off the dark web? Happens all the time. I often get adverts for Lobster Thermidor and other crustacean products. A woman claims to have proof that Facebook was spying. I mean, this is I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this is anecdotal proof. This is just some lass trying to sell a story. Harry Petit of The Sun, the senior digital technology and science reporter, reports. A woman claims to have proof that Facebook was spying on her chats through her mobile phone. Adeline Bracey, a 23-year-old children's entertainer from Sydney, says the social media giant targeted adverts on her app by listening to conversations she had with close friends. After chatting about saunas a few weeks ago, she spotted adverts for saunas and that they had flooded her Facebook page. Adeline raised her concerns over a number of similarly creepy adverts on social media. I didn't Google it. It just came up as an ad on my Facebook. It was really fucking creepy, mate. I was just out in the supermarket sticking pins in strawberries and, you know, just generally being a grub. And I'd spending my inheritance money on drugs and pingers and sex robots. And I was just chatting away to my mate Sheila about some saunas and that, mate. Sheila's an absolute maniac, mate. Absolute sexual terrorist, mate. She's a disgrace. I mean, look at it. Wow, the look on her face, mate. I typed something in once to search for something. It follows me for the next few fucking days and that, mate. I once Googled this new Sainsbury's dildo that's in the shape of Putin's iron fist, and that fucking thing dogged me for about 3 weeks. But to buy it in the end. Yeah, sometimes it comes up when you haven't even Googled it. As I said, I knew that this would be anecdotal evidence. Like this, I want to see the empirical data. Adeline owns children's entertainment company, Parry Parties. I thought it was just she owns some children. She said she gets out adverts for children's schools, yet has no kids of her own. Yeah, that's not surprising. People have debated for years whether companies like Facebook are listening in on their conversations, but there has been no solid evidence beyond hearsay and anecdotes. Well, there you fucking
Lobsters.
Go.
Smoke weed every day.
Get your act together. It's appalling.
Yeah, sorry about that one. Darkened your door with just more nonsense again. That's kind of what you're here for, though, isn't it? Look, be honest with you. Right, come on, what we got? Let's have Kinetic by Juno. It's on course for Concern Limited. It's spicy. Like, there are any toddlers in the room. Hands over ears, okay? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. The Free Joe Waits campaign has started. I don't know if it's picking up pace after Joe was banned from the Lobster Crew group last night. They say Free Joe Waits and Free Takeshi 69. Fun to put them two in the same club. Yeah, that's a decent bit of gear. No problems with that one. Nice one, Juno. It's called Kinetic. It's on Cause for Concern Limited. A lot of rumours flying around as to the reasons behind Joe Waits' banning. Rumours are that he set up his own gulag, then attempted to seize the means of production, and then, with the cruel yet predictable irony of communism, has ended up in his own gulag. Hey, Big Dougie Wentworth has donated $2 Australian on the super chat. Very kind of you, thank you, mate. I'll spend it wisely. I'll save up for one of those shiny new Mitzi turbos. The Pinger, not the motor car. Yeah, that was Kinetic by Juno. Cause for Concern Limited. Bloody Cause for Concern Limited. They're not throwing out some decent gear recently, are they? Whoo-wee! Damn, son. Damn, Rankin. Back at it again with the coffee and the memes. Right, what else we got? Come on, let's go on with this Saudi piss scandal. It's often with the effluence from the Saudis recently in the news, isn't it? Saudi police arrest man in camel urine scam.
Lobsters.
Fucking hell.
Get your act together.
Right.
Look into it.
Saudi police have arrested a Pakistani man in connection with an ongoing camel urine scam. It was found that the bottled urine he was selling was actually his own. Camel urine is reportedly consumed by some people in the region who believe it has healing properties. That, my friends, is a decent side hustle. You've got to have one, and nothing like selling your own piss. That's I mean, like, you know, what else are you going to do with it? Flash it down the bog? Drink it yourself? Hell no, you're not crazy. Sell it. Pretend it's camel piss and then flog it to Saudis. What an absolute genius idea. Hey, I would like to, if, well, he's been arrested. That's it. He's probably, God knows what they'll do to him. Chop him up, put him in a suitcase, chuck him out the embassy window, I guess. I think we should start a GoFundMe page, Free Saudi Camel Piss Man. Hashtag Free the Saudi Camel Piss Man. I want to get a GoFundMe together. We could get Assange on the case and all the WikiLeaks boys. Leaks being the being the salient word there. Yeah, come on, let's start a revolution. Let's start a protest. Let's get out there. Let's get some placards together. Free Saudi piss boy, and hopefully they'll have to release him. We can turn him into a political. I think it's political, isn't he? He's a political prisoner. Therefore, he should be afforded certain rights in accordance with the Geneva Convention. He's a prisoner of war. The war on piss. There's a pissy old war out there. But he's now effectively a war criminal. Let's get him to The Hague. Let's get his name cleared. Let's get him a nice hat to wear in there, a little cravat, three-piece tweeds. You know, all the sort of your normal camel piss merchants clobber. And I would welcome him into my home for Christmas dinner, if he'll accept. I think he's decent, honest, God-fearing camel piss salesman, even though he was selling his own piss. And there's potentially I could have him under the Trade Description Act. I mean, look, he's been arrested. Like, what is the crime here? Is it under the Trade Description Act? Is it what's going on? I don't know. Do they just not like him? I think it's political.
Look into it.
Get Alex Jones on the case. He'll find out. 2 cats live alone in a £1,200 a month flat. A Silicon Valley man has reportedly struck a deal with a local landlord to pay £1,200 a month for a studio apartment for his 2 cats. Well, they live by themselves. Cute. The cats, named Louie and Tina, belong to the man's daughter. When she moved away to university, the animals needed a new home. I mean, that's sort of that's got to be rough if you're reading that as a homeless person, isn't it? That someone's paying £1,200 a month for 2 fucking cats. I mean, surely £1,200 a month is more than you would pay at quite a good cattery. I mean, I'm not up to date on the latest prices of catteries, or really how luxury you can go with a cattery. Some friends of my girlfriend's parents recently bought a cattery. Didn't want it, but it was part of the house. It's a good bit of trivia for you, isn't it? I'll keep you up to date on that one. There are some cats there now. I don't know what the cats are called. Maybe one's called Mittens. Maybe one's called Spudge. You know, maybe one's called, like, Mr. Benedict. Or some people like to give ridiculous names to cats, don't they? Met a cat once called Terry. Nice geezer, you know, roughly speaking, in terms of cats. I mean, they're schneids. They steal drugs. They are probably on drugs. On the nip, aren't they? A couple of lines of nip in the morning. Fucking losing their shit. Batting balls of string around. Catching mice. Fucking shit up. Todding in a little sandpit. Out of control. They need to be stopped. Right, I think we should start a change.org campaign. Stop the cats. Ban cats. Ban them. A couple of people are allergic. Some millennials are probably allergic to them. Ban the cats, I say.
It's appalling.
It's not good, is it? Right, what else have we got? Man questioned over dead raccoon in McDonald's. That's a good one. What else? Was there anything at the bottom? Oh, yeah, naked man arrested after courthouse dare. Police in Tulsa County, Oklahoma, have arrested a man who arrived in the county courthouse in a Porsche, got out, and walked into the building naked from the waist down. Hey, it's Winnie the Pooh. He's out there whinnying. Brian Johnson told police that he had been dared to by a friend to enter the building and appeared before a federal judge without any pants on. That's a decent dare. I can't believe he went through with it. What a ledge. Absolute mad lad. Full-scale edgy boy. What an edgelord. He's on a mad one. He's going to go and smash up a Travelodge in the digger soon. We'll get to that. There's more updates on that. The story is somewhat soured, but we'll get into it. So this is by Picoda and Camm. It's called Nebulosa. Picoda and Camm. It's on Fuckus Recordings. Gumba. That's a nice bit. Joe is now trying to buy his way out of the gulag for £2. It's a smart move. It's a smart move. Thank you, Joe. I know you're a good boy, really. The drums in this sound like the drums from Deep by TC and Jakes. There are explicit warnings in that track as well about what would happen if anyone does teeth any of TC's beats. Something about coming around the house, killing your nan, your dog, animal, vegetable, mineral. Now Liam's trying to buy his way out with another £2 donation. This is... I could just make money by banning people and charging them to get back in. It's like an entrance fee. Cheers, Liam, you're a good boy. Yeah, this is decent, I like this. It's called Nebulosa by Picotta and Comba. You can, of course, find everything that's played on this show in the Coffee and Memes Spotify playlist. If you go to the description in the YouTube video and scroll down a bit, there's the link there, and it's updated with all the tracks that have ever goddamn been played on this show. Oh shit, Joe Waits has started a bidding war by chipping in and throwing another £2 into the hat. Come on, right there. Liam, higher. Can I hear any higher from Mr. Underwood? Higher from Mr. Underwood. Joe Waits is there with £4. £4 from the Underwood. £1 on the Underwood. Do I hear any higher? Higher, higher, higher. Yeah, maybe Takeshi 69 will chip in some money to get freed. I mean, he was never in the group in the first place, and he is a pedo. But I'll take his money. If he got now else to do with it, I mean, presumably he's got some lawyers he needs to be paying. Christ. Anyway, hey, how about that R. Kelly? Hey, he's a nonce. Christ, I can't believe it's gone on for so long. I'm going to watch that documentary. It's meant to be pretty bloody depressing. I don't imagine half as depressing as actually being captured in one of his bloody sex cults. Jesus, awful. Damn. Everyone who has ever enjoyed Dancing to Ignition by R. Kelly, you should be ashamed of yourself. Absolute deplorables. Anyway, a McDonald's restaurant in San Francisco was forced to close for 3 days after an unknown man brought in the bleeding corpse of a dead raccoon into the eatery and placed it on the table. Wow. Workers called police, who interviewed the man over the incident. The man did not meet the criteria to be detained on the Mental Health Act and was released at the scene. Okay, cool. What was it? I guess roadkill. There's no more. Look, this is of. It was a really slow day for news. Actually, the Metro has just not been bringing the goods. For about the last week, I don't know whether or not there's a changing of the guard or something going on, or whether or not the millennials that they've got chained up downstairs writing all the bullshit stories are just not pulling their weight. It's all just like opinion pieces from like people going like, oh, if you're upset about the Gillette advert, then maybe you're not even a man. It's like, oh right, you're not allowed to question being called a cunt by a razor advert. Fine, okay, cool. Guess I'm not a man. And yeah, it's just, I mean, the best I could find for the Metro today is Hartley Parkinson reporting that a stone circle thought to be 1,000 years old is actually 30 years old. Like, great, cool. I mean, I was actually going to read that whole thing out, and now I'm just so appalled by the Metro that I may never go back there again. Oh, I've got this one about Elon Musk building building a new Hadron Collider because there ain't no shit that motherfucker can't build. Anyway, look, this raccoon, fed up with this raccoon. Why is he dead? Why is he in a McDonald's? What's happened? What situations have had to be true for a man to bring a dead raccoon corpse into a McDonald's and just sling it onto the table like it ain't no thing?
Get your act together.
Is that the right one?
It's got like a permit for a pit.
Yeah, forget it. Don't know about this raccoon. Any suggestions in the chat? I'm all ears because I just don't know. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes of sheer terror. Hackers infiltrate East Bay family's Nest surveillance camera, sending warnings of incoming North Korea missile attack. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? That is a bit rascal. They've hacked. It's quite a long story, basically. But the long and the short of it is, don't know if you've ever seen them. There's a kind of little security cameras that click into your Wi-Fi called Nest. And they just like video you while you're on the job. They send videos of it to Bezos, that sort of thing. You know the vibe. It's probably voice activated. You can probably plug it into Alexa. It's probably got a light on it so you can give yourself a colonoscopy with it. I don't know. But some hackers have infiltrated it, basically because the Lyons family in somewhere in America basically just probably put a password like 12345. Didn't use two-factor authentication. Thus, naughty rascal hackers got into it by guessing the password and had it blare out a message saying that North Korea had launched missiles at 3 American cities and they had 3 hours to evacuate. Understandably, the family absolutely sharted themselves, ran around in a flap, turned the telly on, can't find any evidence of it on any news channels, ring the cops. The cops tell them, yeah, this has actually happened before. Your thing's been hacked. And it turns out that the company that makes it, I think it is owned by Amazon, or it's owned by Google. They knew about it. I don't give a fuck. And they're like, yeah, you got to enable your two-factor authentication, and it ain't even a thing. Just ain't even a thing at that point. But people they've been hacked before, and hackers have done stuff like, because they've got little speakers on them. But I don't know, I'm not quite sure what the, I mean, I guess that's for what, shouting at your kids while you're out? Quite good. You see them just like rampaging around the house like your 7-year-olds that you've just left there while you've gone to the pub. You can just watch them on an iPad. You're like, oh, no, oi, and then you can start shouting over it like, stop pulling your sister's hair. Stop, get your fingers out of her eyes. Stop it. You're going to get a smack. But Yeah, there's like a baby monitor one, and hackers hacked it. That's what hackers do, isn't it? They hack stuff. Started shouting that they were going to kidnap the kid. Gosh, you just... I mean, it's like Black Mirror. It's a disgrace.
Get your act together.
What else have we got? Actually, I think we could do with another one of these shoe throwers. This is by Quartz. Some metal heads. You know metal heads? Metal heads. It's called Hall of Mirrors. Yep, that sounds metal headsy. If you want to sound metal headsy, get a sort of eerie pad and just put a couple of the keys that are right next to each other all at the same time. Metalheads 101. What's this? It's a message from the Illuminati. It says stay right where you are. It's from Goldie. Oh shit, Liam's upped it to a £5. I let Liam back in the group, but don't let Joe in. He's going to lose his mind. The bidding war continues. Joe's up to a tenner. Thank you, Joe. You're a kind boy. I'm going to have to let you back in now. Should probably find out where the money in that super chat actually goes. Just go straight to Zuckerberg. I don't know. Go straight to Larry Page. people are saying I should spend the money on pingers and take the pingers live on air. Take drugs for cash on the internet. It's not a bad way to earn a living, is it? I can think of worse ways to make a pound note. Selling camel piss maybe is worse. Alright, look, I'll let you both back in, but for how long, eh? For how long? Also, send word to Eddie that he's got to buy his way back in as well. I'm effectively a cam girl now. That's fine with me. I don't mind. I'm no prude. Don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with being a cam girl. Don't know if anyone saw this whole thought audit thing a little while ago, where basically the incels raged off with the fact that basically the sort of hot girls that used to bully them at school are now making a small fortune off of basically being cam girls on Twitch. So all the poor little virgin incel boys, I say poor, you know, anyway, the virgin incel boys that are like, look, well, at least we've got our Twitch live streams where we can just hang out with each other and play computer games. And then before you know it, the hot girls that bullied them at school have taken over Twitch and are making a small fortune and then posting pictures of themselves on holiday going, ha ha, you moronic men gave me the money to go on holiday. And so they've decided they're going to dob them into the IRS. God, the internet is a strange and wonderful place at times, isn't it? Who knows? Listen, guys. Dimmy, I was going to mention the cam girl thing. Yeah, no, it's a decent suggestion in terms of raising money for the station. I don't see anything particularly wrong with it. I mean, you know, I could insert different things into my arse to, you know, we could see, you know, have suggestions, I guess. Am I hitting a new low here? Am I even the act of considering this, even as a joke, is this the point? Have I now hit rock bottom? Is it? I thought it was last year. No, it turns out I've just driven myself into a deeper pit.
It's got like a permit for a pit, big pit, and just dug a big pit.
Yeah, it's that simple when you think about it. Right, come on, let's get into this nonsense. Soldier of Christ, pot washer wins 21 mil for working on Sundays. Or rather not. A woman was fired from her hotel job in Miami for not turning up to work on Sundays because on Sundays she honours God. A pot washer has been awarded $21 million for being forced to work on Sundays. Marie Jean-Pierre was fired in March 2016 from the Conrad Miami Hotel for missing work on 6 Sundays so she could attend the Bethel Baptist Church in Miami. The 60-year-old, originally from Haiti, had worked at the hotel for more than a decade and had previously not been made to work on Sundays. A devout Christian ministry, she said she told her employee when she was hired that she would not work Sundays because of her religious beliefs. I love God. No work on Sundays because of the God. On the Sunday, I'll honour the God. God. She told NBC6 Miami. For 7 years, she was never scheduled to work on a Sunday, but then they set her up for absenteeism. Her lawyer, Mark Brumer, said. She took the hotel, then managed by Hilton Hotels, to court, arguing that her rights had been violated under the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which protects workers from discrimination on the basis of race, religion, sex, or national origin. A jury this week concluded that she should be awarded $21 million in damages, plus $35,000 in back wages, and $500,000 for emotional pain and mental anguish. Her lawyer said they accommodated her for 7 years, and they easily could have accommodated her further, but instead of doing that, they set her up for absenteeism and threw her out. What is this? Lobster Crew Facebook group? She's a soldier of Christ. She was doing all this for all the other workers who were discriminated against. The hotel group says it intends to appeal this decision. Statement from Hilton Hotel saying, during Mrs. Pierre's 10 years with the hotel, multiple concessions were made to accommodate her personal and religious commitments. Mr. Brumer said the case was not about the money, but about sending a message to companies that whatever size you are, if you're going to take blood and sweat from your workers, you better accommodate them or let them at least believe in their religious beliefs. They're not really stopping her from believing in stuff. Just saying, listen, you have to work on Sundays. It's like 2016 now. You have to, you know. Mrs. Pierre will not receive the full 21 mil, as there's a cap of 300 grand on punitive damages awarded in federal courts. How does this work then? Like, what is this like? Oh, we're going to award you 17 billion pounds. However, the limit is 300 grand, so you get 300 grand. However, from that and the other payments her lawyer expects, she will still get 500,000. Great. Good news. Good for her, I guess, in a way. She's a soldier of God, after all. Boy mauled by pack of dingoes in Australian tourist resort. Great. Black hole radio jet pointed almost directly at Earth. Good. Finally. Great. What have we got here? Proxima. This is a naughty one. A little bit rascal. A little bit raggy. It's called Retrace. Couldn't I tell you what label it's on, though? It would make sense just to tell your employer that you're a Christian and therefore you can't work on Sundays. Just, you know. And they're like, you have to. You're like, well, you're oppressing me, I'm going to take you to court. And they're like, oh, right, okay, you don't have to. Might as well just get it in there. You know, what? How do you prove? What, they're going to ask you to get down on your knees and pray? Kiss the statue of the baby Jesus? Yep, definitely a fan of that. It's called Retrace by Proxima. Yes, indeed. Right, I mean, continuing on the sort of religion slash cash. Pastor lives in $1.8 million mansion paid for by the church he works for. Decent gig. An American pastor who bought his wife a top-of-the-range supercar is now living in a $1.8 million mansion bought for him by the church that he works for to encourage him to take the job. He must be well fucking religious. Pastor John Gray is the leader of the Relentless Church in Greenville, South Carolina, and reportedly lives in an enormous home in a gated community just a few miles away from his mega church. Fucking mega church. According to the Greenville News, the church says buying the 7,000 square foot home isn't anything new. They just bought it to convince Gray to join the church. He must be the best pastor the world has ever seen. Financial officer for the Relentless Church, Travis Hayes, said, "This is a practice that is done with every denomination in the nation. All over the crustacean nation. That's what it is. This is an asset that belongs to the church." Yeah, they got to keep buying shit, haven't they? They're not supposed to hold on to money, religions. That's the thing, is they don't get taxed, but they're not supposed to hoard the cash. So they basically just buy enormous amounts of property. That's what Scientologists do. And presumably what other more oldie-worldy religions. I mean, they're all as ridiculous as each other, really. I mean, really, how much more ridiculous is Scientology than any other traditional religion when you think about it? Not at all. About the same. I mean, you know, when you're eating a biscuit and drinking wine, and that's supposed to be the body and blood of Christ, how's that any different than your body being full of dead aliens? If anything, I'd say the dead aliens, more likely. I'm not a Scientologist. Financial officer, oh yeah, been through that. But Gray is no stranger to lavish gifts, having allegedly bought his wife, a venter, a 200 grand Lambo for their anniversary, which saw him criticised online. Yeah. Oh look, there's a picture of him with Big Donny T up in the White House. Gray used his social media channels to hit back at the critics. In a Facebook video, he said, "Pastor buys his wife, this expensive car. First of all, it wasn't a pastor that bought the car. It was a husband that bought the car. Get that in your spirit." Put that in your spirit and smoke it. Put that in the sky and pray to it. I want to be clear. Not a nickel, not a penny from this church, Relentless Church, went towards that gift that I made my wife. Where are you getting all your folding wedge from then, mate? Come on, Gray. Where are you getting it from? Are you a cam girl now? Are you a Twitch thought? What's the deal? I want to make it clear, not a nickel, not a penny from this church went towards the gift that I made for my wife. That matters. That's the only thing that matters. Because I know, like you know, there are some pulpit pimps out there that take church money and do the wrong thing. The Pulpit Pimps, that's my new band. We're a punk band. We play punk versions of hymns. With the Pulpit Pimps, we're playing our first show at the Cavern in Eastbourne next week. We need roadies. And we've run out of guest list. And we wonder whether or not can our drummer use the drums of the previous band. Would that be okay? Please let us know. Anyway, Pulpit Pimps, our album is out next week. The devout Christian claimed he used the money from his television show, The Book of John Gray, as well as the cash he made from his book to pay for the sports car, which he hasn't finished paying for yet. Okay. His wife was also quick to jump to her hubby's defense. I bet she was. Oh, she's written on Instagram, all in capitals, "My hubby is a hard worker. He worked his whole life and he saved to bless his wife." Yeah, blessed with a 200 grand car. I bet you feel very blessed. I don't see how anyone's screaming about how basketball players drive what they do while you're paying dollars to see them play in arenas and on fields. We don't live for people, we live for God. Right, okay. It's kind of true, isn't it? I guess you're paying to see someone do some shouting about the Lord. You want to pay for the tickets to see him? Sure. Gray has caused controversy in the past, describing Donald Trump as the most pro-black president. The Relentless Church reportedly has 15,000 members, with 200,000 more followers watching his online sermons. I am thinking of turning Threshold into a church. I mean, God knows it doesn't earn enough money to pay tax anyway, but it'd be nice, make it tax exempt, make it an actual religion, Church of the Shoe Throwers. And we could all join it. And then I guess, it would be useful if it was an internationally recognised religion that people could, become members of it as a religion, and we could introduce our own religious doctrines, like the idea of not working on a Sunday. We could introduce our own ones that all workers should be allowed to listen to coffee and memes at work, no matter what their working environment. They should be allowed to once a day, I guess the praying would be to put on the 9 at work and just have a 2 or 3 minute rave. And then when everyone comes to the church, that would be how, rather than taking the body and the blood of Christ, everyone comes up sort of to the altar and just double drops the 9, and then just one by one, you get to pick what tune you're gonna. Oh, I'll do it over Original Nutter. I'll do it over. I'll do it over Titan. Wow, okay, 2 double drop weapons over the top of each other. That's ambitious. Yeah. Jesus. Talking of double drops, see that video of Andy double dropping the Masochist and Signal? Is he even human? Like, is he one of Zuckerberg's robots or something? Is he one of those Boston Dynamics robots that they've just like Boston Dynamics and Matt McMullen have hooked up to make the ultimate bloody DJ robot? That's insane. 2 tracks that have like a really long bloody space before the drop. That's like the most ambitious double drop ever. We are not worthy. Oh, and shout out to I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's in the Lobster Crew group. Is it Harry? There's the picture of him holding the shoe up. Andy C at XOYO, and Andy tweeted it. He sent it to me. He sent me a different video of it a few days before. But I'm very proud to see his work as a decent shoe thrower, as a member of the Lobster Crew group, out there getting the recognition he deserves for hurling shoes at Andy. He said he threw the shoe, but not at Andy, which I think was probably a wise move. What was it? Damn, I can't remember his. Look, so he's in the group. He did post it. Someone please inform everyone else of his name. He deserves further recognition. Oh yeah, look, here we go. We're coming. Oh, it is Harry Roberts. Good boy. 100% certified good boy. I think we could try and get a trend of this going, that people holding shoes up at raves. I mean, throw the shoes. I would advise do not throw the shoe actually at the DJ in question. We don't want to injure any DJs out there. I don't know, throw it at yourself, throw it at your mate, throw it at your mum, throw it at your stepdad. Fine. But please don't throw any shoes at Andy C. Just beside him. That's fine. Right, look, to play us out, I will have this Submarines track, or no, Towbacks Sacrifice featuring Life Size MC. Always better than a Fun Size MC.
Rolling the dice. Think twice before you're frozen in ice. The end is coming, better take the advice to take charge, overcome the next sacrifice. Raise the alarm when they're rolling the dice. Think twice before you're frozen in ice. The end is coming, better take the advice to take charge, overcome the next sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Right, well, that's not supposed to happen. Obviously, for some reason, the internet's dropped out. Is it still going? I mean, is it live now? No, this is, it's finished. Oh dear.
Sacrifice.
Are we working now? Okay, seems to be alright. Thank baby Jesus. Thank all the angels in heaven. Thank that guy, John. The pastor, he deserves all those millions.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice by Tobax featuring Pint Size MC. Sorry about the distinct lack of MTID last night. He was called away to do a paid gig in Manchester, and apparently he feels that is more important than coming on my podcast. Is what it is. Yeah. All right, well, this just leaves me time to shout out. Well, apologise for the stream going down for a second there. Don't know what happened. The internet's just gone. Just disappeared. Ran out of internet, so I had to top it up. Just leaves me time to thank the VIP list, which is the fine bunch of lobsters that are supporting the show and the station as a whole on Patreon. They are helping me to do this show every single day and to try and build Threshold into the monstrous religion, the death cult that we all want it to be. That's Oliver Hooper, Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats Parsons, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Jack Murphy, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Zara Pickle, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Anthony Walker, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, Andrew Heichelbech, John Finison, the BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief Coupar, Gennady Lightfield, Ryan Glaser, James Parry, Dave Thompson, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Squiffington, and Liam the Menace Underwood. Well, Liam and Joe have successfully bought their way back into the Lobster Crew Facebook group after the bans. Eddie, if you're listening, you can buy your way back in. That I am an evil capitalist, unashamedly an evil capitalist, and I am prepared to take bribes. That's fine by me. I'm prepared to do the whole cam girl routine and to take bribes. What is even going on here? Is this working still? I don't even know. Probably not. It's fine. It's totally fine. Look, thank you for tuning in, everyone. You're all wonderful humans. I love you all dearly. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. where hopefully the internet will be better. Okay. Goodbye. Lots of love.